And welcome into the Chris Collinsworth podcast featuring Richard Sherman. And today we have a very special guest, the tremendous Xavien Howard, cornerback from the Miami Dolphins, who is PFF's highest graded cornerback this season. So Richard Sherman was the highest graded cornerback last year, Xavien Howard this year. Maybe that means Xavien Howard gets his own podcast next year. Who knows? But we're brought to you by our great friends at DraftKings and the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use the promo code PFF at DraftKings Sportsbook and get up to $1,000 in a signing bonus. That's what everybody loves, signing bonuses. That's like free money. We'll take a look at some of the lines from DraftKings this week as I continue to show our man George Chahrouri how to pick football games in our final segment. But now, off to a great conversation. Cornerback on cornerback prime. And of course, the Miami Dolphins coming off of that ridiculous win against the Oakland Raiders. So here we go. Richard Sherman and Xavien Howard. All right, here we go with the Chris Collinsworth podcast starring Richard Sherman. And today, a very special guest here, Xavien Howard, is going to join us. So we have PFF's number one graded cornerback from last season, along with PFF's number one graded cornerback from this season, going at it. And I just listening to you two banter back and forth at the beginning of the show before we ever got on the air. I'm like, hold on a minute, man. Let's get this recorded a little bit. You guys are fired up. This is exciting to hear both of you guys just talk about the craft a little bit of what you guys have been able to do over the last couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to talk about him because his is incredible, man. It's 9 picks. Nobody's had that many picks in a long time. Hopefully he gets one more and breaks Talib's record for the decade. But it's really incredible because he's playing man. They're playing man. You know, getting picks in zone, getting picks on tips and overthrows, you know, that's different. But when you get 9 the way he's doing it, one hand guarding their best receiver, guarding Tyreek Hill, who everybody says is dang near impossible to guard on 9 ball, picking it with one hand, like he's made incredible plays, play in and play out. And you almost need to add some more points to his grade for spectacular catch and all that.
Man, they don't give us that credit, man.
I'm going to tell you what, though, that most people, when you're seeing them playing Tyreek, it's like you can see the fear in their eyes, but you just had it, man. And you turn around, you were excited about that one too. Tell the truth. Oh
yeah, I was definitely excited, man. You know, he a speedster, man. I haven't seen no speed like that since I've been in the league, and just playing against him. I really ain't played much against him in college, but I think he was playing running back at that time. I'm glad he wasn't playing receiver. So when he ended up playing receiver in the league, I'm like, man, this guy gonna be a problem. And you know, just not having the fear, just really just getting beat or just playing against the fastest guy. You know, it's mostly be mentally. Like you go to a receiver like that, and you already know he's fast. So you know, if you thinking that in your head, you already beat. So really just having the confidence and just trying to put my hands on him and really just playing the ball in the air, because I feel like he's not gonna get a jump ball over me, but I know he's gonna run underneath the ball though.
I want to throw out some numbers here. These are some PFF numbers here of your season. I know the 9 picks and all that kind of stuff, but what Richard was talking about, cover 1 right at 40%, most in the National Football League. Cover 0, 13%. Cover 0, which means no help anywhere on the planet. Not even your mother can come out of the stands and help you with this coverage. 13%, unbelievable. They truly, you're talking about Revis Island or whatever the heck you want to talk about. You guys are on an island down there.
Man, yeah, we definitely on an island. You know, the guys, you know, even though really people bought in, me and Byron, you know, Bobby, a lot of guys in the secondary, we had bought in. You know, at first it was like, man, what's going on with cover 0? Because 0 is tough and it's really no help. And, you know, you just got to trust everything that Flores and Josh put together, you know, really just learning from the Patriots also, a lot of stuff that they do. We doing the same thing here also.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, over 50% man straight up. It's crazy. And most times the safety is leaning away. That's why people don't understand. Like, even when you're in 1, If the safety is leaning away, it's zero again. It's zero. Ain't nobody coming to save you if they fade ball you 9 ball. It's over with, and that's what's so impressive about what you're doing is not only are you not giving up grabs, you're not giving up tugs, is you're getting the ball. Man is the hardest one to get the ball because you got to recognize the route. You got to see what they're doing. Then you got to find the ball, and they're not throwing it to you. And so your coverage got to be so premier. Man, it's crazy.
Man, I learned it from you just knowing concepts, knowing what receivers can do. I try to teach that to some of the younger guys. I'm like, they were like, man, how you making stuff happen like that? I'm like, man, just knowing the concept, just playing receiver also and knowing where I can go, what I can do and what I can't do. And I'm just learning from you and just watching some of your film also, Sherman.
I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that. I mean, because the game ain't changing. They always running the same concepts, every route. I mean, every offense running the same stuff. And at the end of the day, they always going to need the 9 ball. Like they give you a release, you read it through 15, turn around, ball yours.
Exactly, man. That's what I try to teach some of the guys. And, even though they probably mix it up a little bit, man, the concept's still the same. They put a little sauce on it, but other than that, you still get exactly what you've seen on film. They just dressing up a different type of way.
Exactly. It's so weird because it's so hard to get it through the young dudes. It's like, bro, don't you see what I'm saying? Like, hey, 2 running a special, 1 about to run a dig. You don't see that? 2 running to the flat, 1 about to either run a slant or a curl. Don't you see it? Like it's right here.
Exactly. And it really just filling the void. And I learned that from T.O.
Yeah,
he down there with y'all. Man, that's my guy, man. He really opened up my eyes and really just made me learn more. I feel like he challenged me also with like knowing where my help at and knowing with routes concepts and, really just filling the void also. He always used to tell me it's more meat on the bone. Man, he always used to tell me that, man.
Playing right eye, left eye.
Yeah. Man, that's my guy, man.
There's so many things to talk to you two guys about, and I definitely want to cover some of this on the back end as well. But I've got to ask you about Xavien, about this last game. Again, you're down there playing against the Raiders and basically trying to give them a touchdown at the end of the game, and they finally take 2 out for Fitz. And so basically the game-winning field goal, 20-something seconds to go, Fitzmagic comes into the game and hits that pass down the sideline. You get the 15-yarder on top of it. Try to take me through a little bit of the emotions of that game.
Man, whatever emotion you can go through, we was going through that. And, really just when they was trying to score, we tried to get them to score the touchdown. And it's crazy they didn't score the touchdown. They would have scored a touchdown, would have won the game. But they ended up kicking a field goal. And, it gave us a chance. Fitz came in there, man. That's why they call him Fitz Magic for a reason, though. And, that guy, man, he's a savvy, man. He don't care. And, that attitude, man, it's just so much he brings to the team with that, just having that attitude and just going out there and just doing his thing.
So were you surprised at all when they came back and said that Tua was going to start this last game?
Oh, no, I wasn't surprised. Man, Tua doing great things, and I feel like he getting better. Just having that guy, Fitzpatrick, behind him and, just coaching him up and just really just helping him out. Man, he going to be great.
Yeah, I think it's one of those situations where, I've never seen it. I've never seen it before. I thought when you guys came to San Francisco and beat us with Fitz, and Fitz slung it like no other. Your defense played unbelievable. Your blitzes hit home like y'all were in rhythm. Y'all were flying, and then y'all got another win. And then I thought, man, this is probably the best I've seen Fitz play, and I've been in 10 years and played him, 5-6 years, and then they pulled him, which you kind of expected at some point. They drafted this boy top 5. And they were going to get to letting him play. But I just never thought they would do it in the middle of him playing his best ball. I thought he'd have to he threw 3 picks in the game and that's it. That's what they was looking for. But Tua's come in and done a good job, managing the situation and learning, and y'all have done a great job, special teams and defense, keeping them in games and making sure that everything is premium. But I think it's a hard position to keep putting Fitz in and saying, hey, save the day at the end, but, it's football, and that's Flores' call. It's going to be crazy in the playoffs.
just give us a little bit of the feeling of how that goes in the locker room, right? Because anytime you're talking about the quarterback situation, everybody has an opinion. My mother has an opinion about the quarterbacks. Everybody watches quarterbacks all the time. So is it just everybody is okay with it? Everybody understands it? Everybody agrees?
I feel like, we really can't do much about it. It's bigger than us. It's upstairs. So whatever they do, I feel like it's best for the team. And we feel the same way, even though some people may not. And we just got to stick to the plan what they have in store for us. And when Fitz come in, when his number call, he do his job and he try to take care of the day.
Yeah, that's all you can do. That's football. You one of 53. And you go out there and do the best you can with the decisions they make. We don't coach. We don't call plays. You just go out there and try to execute. That's, y'all doing great. It's 10 wins ain't easy to come by, and y'all rolling. I think y'all probably the most dangerous team going into the playoffs. Nobody wants to play because when y'all bring pressure like that, you can bust up and blow up any game. And y'all secondary can cover anybody. It's like it's nobody who wants to just say, hey man, we want Miami coming in. Like there's nobody saying that because y'all can come in and dismantle anybody. You blitzing, playing zero, and telling your corners, hey, man up. that's
man, exactly, man. And man, it been paying off, and just with training camp and just like I say, just trusting everything. With the defense playing the way we playing, we making it a little bit easier for our offense, and I feel like we gotta still score more points and create a lot of more turnovers to help everybody out. If we win all three stages of the game, we'll be good.
The one person that I knew was going to be a good coach as soon as he got the job was Brian Flores. And I'll tell you how I knew. Every other defensive coordinator, Bill Belichick would let me talk to him, right? Because I had the right to talk to the coordinators. And then it got to Flores, and he said, no, he goes, I'll handle all the defensive questions. And I was like, you're hiding something. You're hiding something because you don't want me going on television and talking about what a brilliant guy this is and how sharp he is, because I haven't met him. I mean, literally, I still to this day have not met him. Give me some idea of what makes him different as a head coach.
Man, if you want the truth, you're going to get it from Flores, man, no matter who you is or what you're doing, how. He's a different guy. I ain't really heard about him until I found out we was interviewing him, and I knew he was the linebacker coach at the Patriots during that time. When he came in, he was so demanding of what he wanted, and he ended up getting everything he wanted done here. And by coming in, people were saying we was tanking last year and just turning the whole season around. Even though people were saying we was tanking, every day in the locker room, our locker room feel no matter what we're doing. We working hard no matter what people were saying. Just bring him in that situation and just seeing how demanding and what he wanted and what he was doing and what people was buying into. I give that man the much respect because the stuff, what can I say, how the stuff, like how it played out, and how everything working out right now for us. I feel like it's good.
How about if you had to say, what's the difference on this team from Adam Gase to Brian Flores? I know it's like loading a gun here, right? But I'm going to go ahead and load this gun from Adam Gase to Brian Flores.
I'm going to say discipline. I feel like, when he first came in, we had a wall. If you jump outside anything, it's a wall called Take No Talent. And man, that wall was so far from our practice, the defense side, no matter who you was, we had to run to the wall as a whole team. And, stuff that didn't take no talent, I feel like that really helped us out a lot, just holding us accountable also.
Yeah, for whatever reason, it is clicking down there right now. And now you've got to go in and try and pull off this next one, right? This is the game against the Buffalo Bills, and I don't know if you've had a chance to start watching them on tape yet again so soon, but But this is a team that now has it going on offense. How much of it you see, whether they play anybody this week, who knows? I don't know any of that kind of stuff. But you guys got a little taste of Josh Allen and Diggs and those guys the first time around, right?
Right. We definitely did. And, I watched the film last night. When I watched them play against the Patriots last night, that team rolling, man. That team hot. They also playing good ball on defense also. So, that team, that's a tough team. And, I feel like nobody really want to play the Bills also.
Right. That's what's going to be so crazy about that game is it's going to be a potential playoff matchup between two of the hottest teams and two of the best defenses. And, yeah, I mean, two of the best corners in football, you and Trey White. And, I mean, it could go any way. But they got a great receiving core. Y'all got a great secondary. And it's pressure. And they O-line does a great job with max protect. They set it up with Lee Smith in the backfield. I mean, they find him time. And when he buys time with his legs.
Oh, my God. he dangerous.
Man, he's dangerous.
And he run the ball also. And he gonna run you over. He don't care.
He don't care. That's why we were like going in with the mindset, hey, he's not sliding, so you better come to stick him,
Right, you're gonna have to, man.
Right.
That's I tell you, Stefan's had a big year this year too. He to me, he's really made a difference with those guys. Just I never really thought of him as being that short area quickness kind of guy. I always sort of thought of him as a deeper contested catch kind of guy. But man, they set him up inside now, and some of his short, quick routes are hard to handle just to convert some of those key third downs.
Man, he definitely a problem. I've been watching film on him, and I'm gonna love the matchup. It's gonna be a great matchup, I feel, and I just got to come with my best.
Well, I have no doubt you will. So I wasn't going to ask this question because this is just cold blooded on my part, but I am going to ask it. You guys or you come out of the combine or whatever. Both of you run a 40-yard dash and it's 4.5 something, right? Yeah. And so for cornerbacks, you go, all right, well, that's it. They might be a backup. They might be this. The two highest rated cornerbacks in PFF the last 2 years are you two guys running 4.5 something. Tell me why that never mattered. Why does that time never matter to a cornerback?
Because it's above the shoulders. If you can't be poised, if you can't recognize routes, if you can't put yourself in position, understand the scheme, understand where your help is, understand down and distance, in the moment, in the craziness, in the chaos, then it doesn't matter. I mean, I've seen corners that run 4.2 get beat on 60-yard bombs. I done seen corners that run 4.3 get 200, 300 yards put up on them. I mean, at the end of the day, speed only matters how fast you play, how fast you can process, how fast you can understand, analyze, and execute.
Exactly. I feel the same way. What he said, I seen 4.2 guys get beat on the fade ball. I'm like, how he doing that? He run this and run that. Like he said, it's above the shoulders. And I feel like technique also help out a lot too. If you know how to play good technique, like some the scouts were saying, on film you don't look like a 4.5. I can make a 4.3 receiver look like he run a 4.5.
That's hard.
Yeah.
You do a great job of squeezing those guys. Like you make them believe they can get an outside release, and next thing you know, they're running next to the chain crew down there.
Right, man. Really just playing street ball and really just, everybody want to run a fade ball. And I feel like if I was an offensive coordinator, I'm like, I would not run a fade against him. Like that's what he want. Like that's just turn your back and find a ball, and that's anybody ball.
Right. But it's like people that usually are that fast don't develop the other skills. You know what I mean? Like Zay, he developed. When you play receiver, you got to understand, hey, splits, alignment, down and distance. Hey, I got to run this slant, so I got to put my left foot up. I got to run a 3-step slant. I got to run a 7-step post, and you get all you do is locate balls all day. So exactly. Ball skills is like no matter what position you're in, find the ball, go get it. Not find the ball and wait for it to come to you. Find the ball and get between the man and the ball and catch it.
Exactly. And that's it. That's how we do it, man. That's how Sherman do it. That's how I do it, man.
Come on now. You gonna get to the 40 club soon.
Yeah, that's the goal right there, man. Where you at right now?
I'm at 40, 41, 40. Yeah, 40 even.
Congrats, man.
Appreciate that.
It's only going to take him 4 years, though.
Right. That's right. He's going to be there.
Man, they keep throwing the ball, man. I'm trying to snag everyone.
Hey, you got to do that. I got nothing but support for you.
Man, I appreciate that.
Hey, Xavien, tell me what it's meant to you to have Byron Jones on the other side. So, in other words, no matter how good you are, Richard's known this for years. We used to call his games, and he would go over there and he'd be doing that thing like he's yawning. He's like, tapping his hand against his face mask, like, you guys going to let me play today or not play today? But now you bring in Byron Jones, and they've got to throw to you a little bit, right? Now you got kind of the field balanced up a little bit. What does that mean?
Any cornerback want that opportunity, to have the ball thrown their way. Like Richard Sherman, when they not throwing the ball his way, you say he used to yawn. But we two good corners, and we learn from each other. Coming in, certain stuff that I'm good at and certain stuff that we're good at, we just pick each other's brain and we try to get better at that. And that was a good addition to the team, and I feel like he helped out a lot.
What was your impression, Richard, when you heard the news? Because I know it was a little stunning. I mean, he got paid to go down there, and I'll get into that with Xavien here in a minute. But when you heard that Byron was going down there and playing, obviously the New England style of defense with Brian and what they were going to do with man coverage, what was your first thought?
Well, I knew he was a great man corner, so I thought it was going to create issues. I mean, they were trying to create what they had in New England with JC and Gilmore and all those guys and McCourty, but they were going to do it with just two. They freaking rotate a few guys through and try to get it done. These two dudes are number one premier corners who can either one of them can follow your best receiver. So I thought it was going to create a lot of problems, and they were going to be under pressure. You could tell by the investment in both of them that it wasn't that's exactly the plan. You put that much in the corners, you're gonna play them in man. You're gonna get your money out of them. And they've done a fantastic job. I think that has a lot to do with their record. That has a lot to do with the style of play and the things that they're able to do with the pressures and the blitzes and coverage, because they don't have to help those two. They were worth all the money they paid them and more. And you're going to be coming back to the table soon like, hey, numbers ain't.
I think he's knocking on the door to the table right now.
Man, hey, for sure. I'm banging though. But yeah, man, like he was saying, they created that in the Patriots also with Darrell Rivers, Samuels, to lead, the guys that they had, they put us out there and, like he said, to play man, it really count on us. Like, during training camp, they were like, we gonna count on y'all to help everything with the defense. We count on our corners, the cover man, and that's what they're doing. And me and Byron just been getting better each week, and I feel like we're gonna do a lot of good things down here in the Dolphins.
But they had to know the minute they signed that contract with him that you were going to be knocking on the door here soon afterwards. I think you're making about 12, but you got 4 years left on a deal. And have they been saying, hey, you signed that long-term deal, man? That's what you get. I mean, how's it been going so far?
Oh, I haven't really we haven't really been talking about that. I just been playing ball. It just worry about controlling the things I can control on the field. Everything else I feel like it'll take care of itself.
Yeah, you put up 9 interceptions. I think you're going to have a few things taken care of itself for sure. For sure. I was going to ask both you guys, because Richard played against the Chiefs, obviously, in the Super Bowl. You just played against the Chiefs. As you go into the playoffs now, you start going, all right, who's the team, right? Who's the team? I saw the Packers the other night. Aaron looked great. Seen Kansas City a bunch. But I really have not been overwhelmed by a team this year where you go, oh, man, for sure, there's no way that anybody's beating that team. Is there a team? Is Kansas City that team in your guys' minds?
I feel like it's been a lot of close game with Kansas City, though.
Yep.
Like against Atlanta, I think it was 17 or 14.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a lot of close game with Kansas City, with the talent they have, that offense is, man. I feel like it's unstoppable, man. The weapons they got, it's just crazy what they can do. But I feel like it's been a lot of close games. I feel like they're beatable also.
Yeah, I think I mean it's gonna take a crazy defensive performance to get them stopped in the playoffs. Obviously, what happened in Atlanta, in the Falcons game was like an anomaly, because the Falcons defense hasn't been playing, extraordinarily well, and it's one of those games where it almost looked like Kansas City kind of took them lightly, and you don't take nobody light in this league, and because you can mess around and take a L. But they slipped out of it. But I think in the playoffs, they're gonna be full-fledged, ready to go. It's gonna take one of these defenses, one of these great defenses, whether it's you guys, and your pressure and creating turnovers, and because in the playoffs, turnovers are king. You go that's why your defense is gonna be such a menace in the playoffs, because if it goes crazy like some of these games have been, I mean, turnovers are hardly predictable. But if y'all get to the quarterback, y'all hit him, ball pops out. Get a touchdown on defense. Like anything can happen, and there's no coming back from it. It ain't no, hey, we're going to fix this next week and get it done. It's over with. Like bang, bang, boogie. It could be quick and easy and or ugly and dirty. It could be over with. And so I think right now I'd say Green Bay, because A-Rod is just in a weird rhythm. They have a great offensive line. Obviously, they have some of the best defensive players as well. I think they have the pass rush and both the Smith and Smith brothers. And linebackers are playing well. Jair Alexander at the corner spot is playing outstanding. Kevin King on the other side can lock down. I think they're going to be a tough team to beat. Devontae obviously is doing everything Devontae has done, and it ain't no real answers for that. I can tell you that from experience.
He's not lying.
That was unbelievable to watch Tennessee come out there, though, because there was snow in the ground. Like for the first quarter, they're like tippy-toeing around, afraid they're going to slip or something like that. I was like, man, Green Bay's going to put up 50 on you guys. You better start putting your foot in the ground and making some cuts out here. But it was crazy. It was great. Do you guys think that Josh Allen deserves now to be in that MVP conversation?
He deserved it from the beginning. I mean, he putting 300-yard games up from like week 2, week 3, but it was just he had struggled so much in his early years that his reputation was preceding him. So nobody was going to give him credit. Everybody was like in a wait-and-see mode instead of giving him credit. He was playing just as well as anybody early on, 300 yards here, 300 yards, but everybody was so surprised. I think he definitely deserves to be in a conversation with Mahomes and A-Rod, but
yeah, I think that was the first game. I think he had probably like 400 yards on us. I think that was the first game. I feel like he's just been getting better, but like he was saying, people surprised, and I feel like he definitely should be in there with A-Rob and Russell Wilson.
As you guys look at this football season and everything that's happened, people talk to me about this all the time as well. Like, are you surprised they made it through this season? I'm like shocked as hell. I am shocked as hell that we're about to go play the last week of the regular season. I never thought it could happen. And just because of exactly what happened with Cleveland the other day. Here we go the night before the game, and they've got half their team wiped out going in there. Are you guys surprised we're sitting here at this point ready to play the final game of the year?
Yeah, I thought the season would be cut short. I'm not going to lie. Even though, like, some of the guys got it a little bit early on in the season, and how it was paying off, I think it was rising up. And, I thought we were going to probably be like 8 weeks and we was going to be done. But, I'm just surprised it's all we here right now. We just having a shot at the playoff. But I feel like we can do this staying home Zoom call. I love it.
Right. Hey, these meetings is the best meetings. Stay at home, sit behind the camera, just put a shirt on.
Right. I love them meetings, man. We can do that. I'm good with it.
But I thought it was going to work the whole time. I said this in March when the NBA shut down. I said that the NFL wouldn't shut down. The NFL don't. I mean, it's two different leagues, and it's run differently. Like, they're not shutting nothing down. Like, oh, okay, 40 people got it on your team. All right, we'll make 40 calls and see if we can get some people in there. The show gonna go on.
Hey, right out the streets, man. They definitely can come in and play. They don't care.
Oh, you got a teacher from New Orleans who can play quarterback for y'all? Man, we'll let y'all run him for this week. We'll figure it out.
Hey, just like Denver though, with the quarterback, I think they had the I forgot what guy they had. Man, I forgot who that was. It was the video guy that played quarterback. They was trying to get him to play quarterback. I'm like, man, this season been crazy.
It's been wild, but you knew the league was gonna do it. The league don't stop for nothing. And it's like an analogy, like at practice. When somebody get hurt, they just move the huddle.
Exactly.
Is that not right?
Right.
You don't stop.
That.
Don't stop.
That is the most cold-blooded part of football. There ain't no doubt. All right, Riverside or whatever, they just flip it around, go the other way. Here we go. You guys go scoop him up off the ground over there.
Right.
It's brutal. It's brutal. So I want each of you, now you two study cornerbacks and study each other, I'm sure. Each one of you guys, give me, if you're giving the scouting report on the other one, give me what that is.
Patient, great ball skills, great route recognition. Put yourself in great body position. Try to get his hands off you early, because once he engages you and gets his hands on you, it's over with. Try to move him off his spot, but if you don't move him off his spot, it's over with.
I say Sherman, man. I've been watching him since I was in college. When I ended up switching to cornerback, because I was playing quarterback and receiver in high school. And, I say smart, man, a dog, and I feel like great ball skills, knowing route concepts, and, definitely a tackler, man. And I say physical, he bring it all. All you need into a corner. The height, 6'3", you can't beat that. And, getting hands on guys, man, it been a pleasure just watching his season, though.
I appreciate that, brother.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't even, Richard doesn't even watch receivers. He just watches quarterbacks. I've never seen him even look at a receiver.
Because you don't need to watch them. We know I got to watch them all day. I like to watch the art of playing corner, because it's an art, and everybody got like a different way, different brush, and a different way they paint it, and a different way they get it done. And it's like you can have three great corners. That's why I hate when people are like, "Who's the best corner?" It's like, depends on the day, depends on what you're asking them to do, depends on what scheme you're talking about. Like, if you're talking about man, then it's going to start with you. It's going to start with you. Jair Alexander is pretty good. Lattimore has his days. If you're talking about zone, Trey White is probably the bee's knees. You know what I mean? Just reading, understanding, seeing concepts falling off. But it's so many different ways to approach and to strip it down and to really get to the intricacies of man-to-man, whether you're a soft shoe, whether you're step kick, step replace, whether you get hands on, whether you mirror. So many different ways to skin it. Like Jason Verrett has come back, and he's back in it, back, strapping everything. And he's a soft shoe, and everybody's like, he's undersized. Boy, he plays 10 foot tall and 40 pounds. Like, there's nothing he can't do.
Man, that's my guy. I've been watching him since I was in high school. We're in college. I mean, I went to Baylor and he went to TCU, and I always watched him. And his hell of a rookie year. Being a Pro Bowler, and just the stuff he overcome. Man, I feel like he should be the comeback player of the year. Having been playing ball for like 3 years, and I always watched his game. And we talk a little bit and stuff like that. Just seeing that guy overcome. Man, I think it was an ACL, Achilles. It was so much. I'm like, man, how you still wake up with that attitude, like hungry to play that ball again? I would have been hung it up like 3 years of not playing ball. And, them lonely nights, man, the stuff he been through, and the stuff he doing now, man, it's just amazing just to see that guy.
Like the mental space, and I talked to him about it. Like from going through it last year, nobody can understand those lonely nights alone where you're sitting there like, man, am I going to be all right? Like, am I going to be able to get there again? Like, you can be as confident and say whatever you want to say, but there is a point, you hit a point where you be like, I got it, like where it's hurting and you moving it and you like, bruh, is this ever going to feel the same again? Like, am I ever going to be able to put it in the ground and move like I want to move and strap the boys like I know I can? Like, and then you got to get over it and go again. And he had an ACL, Achilles, setback after setback after setback, and got back on the horse and back to strapping people. Boy, he is comeback player of the year. If it wasn't for Alex and everything he'd been through, he would be far and away.
For sure. That's exactly how I feel, man. Like he was saying, that space, just being by yourself and just knowing not knowing the outcome, after the hard work you put in, like he said, being confidence, and you never know, that confidence can do so much until it hit reality when you start back and just doing stuff and you're not feeling the same. And like, I'm not feeling the same with my knee, and I know, at least I know how my knee gonna feel. I know it's not gonna never be back 100%. So, just knowing that and just living with what I gotta do, work with, and, it just go from there.
All right, I want one dose of honesty from both of you. That has there ever been a guy that you lined up against and it was either man or it was cover zero or whatever, and you were thinking, man, this is a bad call. They should not have called cover zero with me having to cover this guy right here.
Man, you probably can ask my safeties, like, even though I play man a lot, I really hate it, though. I'd be like, God damn, can I get another call? And it don't matter who the receiver is, because, bro, like, man and zero is hard as hell, man. Like, it don't care who the receiver is. I'm like, bro, like, damn, can I get a zone call to chill a little bit?
Can I get a smoke break? Can I just get a rest? Like,
come on, man.
No. I mean, I know exactly what you mean, because Chris, you're saying it like we get to go against somebody who ain't an NFL receiver. All of them is league receivers. All of them can get you.
Exactly.
And if they don't have a name, it's almost even worse. Because
they're trying to get one off you. They're definitely going to try to work you.
Right. They're going to try to work you because you got the name and they don't. And then people going to be like, how you get beat by such and such? Well, because he damn good. You about to see I got hit by Odell his rookie year, his first game ever playing. Never played, didn't put nothing on tape. It was like either the 6th or the 10th game of the season, something like that. But he hadn't put nothing on tape. He was just a rookie from LSU. And so I didn't have no tape. This boy came out there with all of it. Just, I said, ooh, what's this? Like, y'all didn't give me enough on the scout report for this. And then they're like, how'd you get done like that by a rookie? Like, you gave up a deep ball to a rookie. I said, yeah, y'all gonna know who he is pretty soon. I know that.
Exactly. He been doing amazing, man. Injuries he overcoming, the stuff he going through, I feel like gonna make him more stronger. But I say my rookie year, I had started the first 5 games and I end up lateral meniscus. I did it like 2 times my rookie year. And I came back and I think I played against Marshall, B. Marshall. And, I had a good game against him. Then next week I had Buffalo, and everybody was talking about Sammy Watkins, talking about this and that. He been injured, this and that. He gave me some work my rookie year, and like ever since that, like when we played the Chief last time, man, I couldn't wait to guard him, man. I couldn't wait, and, because I remember like stuff like that. I remember like what receivers do to me. It's always a get back game, no matter who you're playing. Just like I say with Amari Cooper, his route running is crazy, man. Since he been in Dallas, man, he been giving people the blues. And I think I played him probably like 2 times when he was at the Raiders. And, I did well against him. I did a good job against him. And, he came back and got me last year. And, like I said, I can't wait to play him again because he already know what it is next time.
Right. He got him and Devontae got some of the same stuff in him. Like,
oh, my God.
Hop, skip, and then yata. And you're
when I played Denver this year, Judy, Judy gonna be nice, bro.
You got some?
Judy, man, he got it. I ain't never had a receiver like spun me around on a slant though. Oh, like man. He's so quick like that. I'm like, when we was playing man against him, I'm like, God damn, I gotta get inside more.
I gotta pick a side,
bro. I gotta pick a side because I can run with the fade, but this inside, man, his first step is crazy, man.
Right, that's like Devontae, boy. That's what they don't understand. Like every
and
year,
it's a hot step, and he just explode. I'm like, bro, what the hell? I try to do that practice because when we play against when we go against our cornerbacks and trying to get each other better, I try to do that one time. I'm like, man, how the hell they do that?
We're not built to do it, bro. We're not built to do it.
Right, man. That's crazy.
You guys are the best. We need this needs to be a permanent show. Listening to you 2 guys go together. Xavien, I know you got stuff you got to roll on with here, but I appreciate your time, and I know you've done some great charity work down there as well. You're providing some bicycles, I understand, to some families.
Oh yeah, I had it. I think that was on a 18 or 20th. Before Christmas. You know, I wanted to do a bike giveaway. It was 150 bikes, I think. As a kid, a guy named Jay Prince from Houston. He ended up doing a bike giveaway, and there was a lot of really just, it's a pandemic. It's a hard time for everybody. Really just when I was a kid and just seeing a lot of kids on a bike and just experience that, just being outside, even though a lot of people in the house right now, I wanted to give that feel back to a lot of kids back in Miami, and it felt great just doing that.
That's fantastic, man. You're gonna make a lot of people's Christmas. A lot of parents who probably couldn't afford to do that, man. That's big time.
Oh yeah, I appreciate that, man.
The number one and the number one cornerbacks the last 2 years from PFF. There you go. You got to hear them talking directly to each other. Guys, thanks so much. That was fantastic. All right, here we go with my man, George Chahrouri, who is the expert on all things gambling, picking games, as we will hear in a minute. But while the holiday season, George, is winding down, the sports calendar, as you well know, is in full swing. From the college football playoffs to the winner go home week 17 games, which we'll have on Sunday Night Football as well when Philadelphia and Washington go at it. There's no better place to get in on all this action, though, with the DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app. If you haven't tried out DraftKings Sportsbook, what are you waiting for? Just listen to this. You just use the promo code PFF, and you get 100-to-1 odds. 100-to-1 odds on any of the semifinal teams this Friday, but choose wisely. George, we're going to pick your brain a little bit and say, all right, who are you going to take? Because we're going to take the other side of that one.
Look, based on last week, we're gonna flush it. We're gonna move on. We're not gonna let the past get in the way of what's.
Should we bring up that you went over 5 or not? Just not bring that up at all. Let's not bring it up. We don't want to bring it up.
It was so close, and it was looking so good for the start of all of the games, and then I got my hopes up, and it all went to crap. But this is college, totally different. And here's what I'll say: you are, Notre Dame is a team that obviously near and dear to your heart, but they're like 20-point underdogs to Alabama.
Yeah.
So if you're going to bet $1 at 100-to-1 odds on a semifinal game, I would probably go with the Crimson Tide. That's probably your best bet.
You never know. I'm just telling you, the Irish have had one bad game all year. And I know Alabama is shaking in their boots getting ready to play to Notre Dame this week. So
yeah, just the thought of Nick Saban in boots is a little bit of a scary one. But so what you do, you use promo code PFF, you get $1, you turn that into 100, and then you've got the Week 17 games coming up, which we'll talk about, and then that's where you want to fade me completely based on what happened last week. If that's not your cup of tea, there's also basketball. Daily DraftKings odds boost. You want to take advantage of those. This is really the best time of the year because it's too cold. You can't go outside. You don't want to see your family. The DraftKings Sportsbook app has your back. So go download it. Use promo code PFF. You mentioned the 1-to-100 odds that you can get with that promo code, plus the signing bonus of up to $1,000. You must be 21 or older, New Jersey, Indiana, or Pennsylvania only. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. And if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER, or in Indiana, 1-800-9-WITH-IT. I don't have a gambling problem. I just suck at picking games in Week 16.
you don't have a gambling problem. You just have a problem gambling. That's where you are there.
That's so cute.
So I'm barely ahead for the season, 52.3%, which is what do you have to win in order to break even with gambling, with the 10% and all that stuff? It's like at 53%, right?
Yeah, 52.3 if you assume. So on most bets, you have to bet 110 to win $100. So
I just need a good week here in my final week, and I will have made money. That's my goal.
And then this is just the appetizer, because the playoffs, Chris.
Playoffs. Yeah.
The playoffs is where it really gets exciting.
All right, very good. All right, well, these are fun games to try to pick this week. So we've got the Cowboys against the Giants. The Giants are 2.5 point underdogs playing at home, and it means something. Because whoever wins this game gets to carry over to Sunday Night Football. And then if Washington, if they win, they're in the playoffs, period. If they lose, the winner of the Cowboys-Giants game will be the winner of the NFC East.
I am torn here because you know Andy Dalton so well, and this is not a primetime game, but it's close. It matters a heck of a lot. Here's how I'm going to break the tie here. The Cowboys are an underdog, and they have the better offense. Since week 10, they have the 13th best offense in the NFL. The Giants' offense, however, third worst, and it's only getting worse. I don't think Daniel Jones is completely healthy. The Jason Garrett revenge game, I am going with the other side of that. So I'll take the Cowboys plus 2.5 or minus 2.5. Sorry, I misspoke earlier.
Yeah, me too. I'm going to do the same thing. I mean, Andy Dalton now, 3-0 here in the last 3 weeks, and maybe all three of those receivers, in particular, CD Lamb, just seems to be getting hot at the right time. And who knows?
Gallup.
You know, I give up on trying to figure out. I always revert back to my buddy Mike Battaglia, who sets the odds for the Kentucky Derby every year. And he's like, don't pay attention to the entire body of work. Pay attention to the last 2 or 3 races. And if you pay attention to the last 2 or 3 races, Cowboys could scare some people getting in the playoffs. So who knows? I'm taking the Cowboys too. All right. The Ravens versus the Bengals. The Bengals are 11.5-point underdogs in this thing. So you get 11.5 points, despite the fact that Brandon Allen went off last week. Come on now. You can't get any stronger than Brandon Allen.
Oh, he was good. At 91 PFF grade, that was incredible. And here's the thing. The Texans suck. They're just not very good. And that was who Brandon Allen got to play against. The Ravens, now they're banged up a little bit. Marlon Humphrey got hurt. Jimmy Smith, Marcus Peters didn't play last week. But I still, I expect that you may not have all three of those guys. I'll have a couple. And this is a game, obviously, the Ravens have to win and get some help. So despite the fact that the Bengals are hot, I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens. I'd also consider the over, 44.5 on DraftKings Sportsbook.
My man T. Higgins is about to break my rookie record. I've been getting calls all week. Yeah. So I guess he's tied right now with whatever number of catches I had my rookie year. But I heard such great things about him. Dan Horde is the announcer for the Bengals. He said that T. Higgins, who I haven't met yet, is one of the greatest guys he's ever dealt with in the locker room. Just a fantastic guy. And so for that reason, I'm taking T. Higgins and Brandon Allen in a major upset to only lose by 10. That's my goal.
Very nicely done.
I'm taking the points. There you go. All right, the Dolphins at the Bills. Now, we've had a good chance to talk about this with Xavien Howard and Richard already, just a little bit. But this is the Bills are 4.5-point favorites in this game. And we were talking about this one, whether or not are the Bills actually going to play everybody. Because, yes, they could be the number 2 seed. They could fall to the number 3 seed, right? And yet, do you care enough, or would you rather have effectively like a bye week and just give your guys the week off and let the Dolphins walk through?
So here's the interesting thing. I'm not so sure that the Steelers might do that. So if the Steelers, rest their players, then it incentivizes the Bills to do that. In the last game, in the first game that they played against one another, they didn't have Byron Jones. Stephon Diggs absolutely went off. He roasted Noah Igbenogany, the rookie corner. I think this is a different Dolphins defense now with Byron Jones back. Xavien Howard, who you just talked to. I mean, this guy's playing better than any corner on the planet. The Dolphins have the best record against the spread in the NFL this season. I think there's a reason for that. And I could see Fitzpatrick getting a chance to come in here and play some minutes down the stretch. So I'll take the Dolphins plus 4.5.
I don't think Pittsburgh is going to play anybody. I don't think that's true. And do they play at the same time of day? Do they play?
Yes, I believe so. So they've tried to put the games that matter to each kind of set of teams in the same window.
So I would think the Bills would start their guys, play a half. If it becomes obvious that Pittsburgh is not playing their guys and are going to lose, they're going to pull their guys out at halftime. I'm taking the Dolphins in this one. That's the way I see it right there. And then the Dolphins, they win, they're in, right? That's how it goes.
There you go.
All right. And I think this is the last one. Packers against the Bears. The Bears, who all they have to do is win, and they can clinch a playoff berth.
Amazing.
Or the Cardinals lose to the Rams, and God only knows what's going to happen in that game with backup quarterbacks and all the different things. But the Bears have slugged their way back into contention here. And now for the bad news, they've got to play this Packers team who is motivated to win because they still have a shot. Obviously, all you have to do is win to have the number one seed and make everybody go through Lambeau Field.
Yeah, that bye is massive, right? Like the difference between playing for a 2 seed versus a 1 seed is huge this year. So I anticipate that the Packers are going to play all their guys. Mitchell Trubisky has not graded well this season. That recent stretch of play where they've won 4 straight or whatever it is, they've played 4 of the worst 6 teams in the NFL, including the Jaguars last week. So I'm not buying in on the Mitchell Trubisky thing. I'll take the Packers minus 5.5. I'd also be tempted to take the over. In fact, I need to make up some ground here, so I'm just going to take the over 50.5, and see Mitch Trubisky maybe throw a touchdown to both teams.
The only thing that makes me nervous is I could see the Packers getting a lead and then pulling some guys in the fourth quarter and somehow the Bears getting backdoor into this thing. But I'm not the Packers were the most impressive team I've seen this year in that game last week. I mean, they just could do anything they wanted to. And the fact that their defense woke up and were able to shut down Derrick Henry and that outstanding running game, I just thought it was one of the most impressive things I've seen this season. So,
I want to ask you something about that game. You guys did a fantastic job showing Davante Adams' route running ability, which we've talked about a bunch and how fantastic it is. And it was in the snow. He made the defenders look like they were completely lost. And then after the game, they asked Aaron Rodgers, how good is Davante Adams? And he said Charles Woodson was the guy that he said was the best player he's ever played against. And he said that for a really long time. And he said, now it's time to put Davante Adams in that category. Like, how good is Davante Adams in your mind?
I've never seen anybody that could make getting off the line of scrimmage look so easy. And the degree of what they're able to do, timing up their routes, like they literally work on the timing. Like Davante knows Aaron Rodgers, what he does with his speed. So like they had a middle read in a game against Jacksonville, I think, right down the middle of the field. But Davante knew that Aaron Rodgers' footwork was not going to time up to what he did. So he put a secondary move about 10 yards down the field. So he wouldn't get too deep on the play, trying to time it up to Aaron's footwork. I mean, that sounds insane, but that's where they are mentally together. I mean, they are just, they've got this groove thing going. And, now they've got 3 backs that can run the football, right? Just A.J. Dillon looked fantastic. And so, the whole thing, I think this is the team to beat in my mind right now. I think it's the Packers even over the Chiefs.
Wow. Vegas would disagree. You can get the Packers right now. We talked about this on the forecast. Eric and I did. The Packers are like plus 550 right now to win the Super Bowl. And we said that would be one of the bets we'd make, them and the Bills at 10-1. So I'm with you.
Yeah. And the hard part for me with Kansas City is just that I think the AFC in general is going to throw more tough teams at Kansas City than what the Packers will face in Green Bay. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So that's where my as you start to look at, is New Orleans going to come in there? Is Tampa going to come in there? The Rams or Seattle. Seattle probably will have the best shot at coming in there to knock off Green Bay, but it's a difficult thing for me to see the Packers not getting to the Super Bowl if they end up with that number 1 seed.
There we go. Packers Chiefs. Let's see it.
Let's see it. All right, brother. Well, we will see you next week, and hopefully both of us will do a little better next week.
God, please.